Greetings, greetings. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Ashella and Crystal coming to you live here on Ashella Yardley's YouTube channel. Before we get started, of course, as always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Please.
Let's get more folks coming on here to have great discussions with us. How you doing this morning, Crystal?
Yeah, I'm good. It's a Tuesday. Here we are. How are you, Mama?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Tuesday is like, this is our coming back to start the work week. Well, I mean, we work all weekend because we just had meetings and visioning and planning and so many things all weekend. And then we're back to
in the thick of it,
working with all of you and doing online sessions and doing my developing courses, new courses for Beyond Mystic. So all the good things. And what a great way to start our week, by the way. So thank you for joining us here. Yeah.
And good morning to Ricky, Vicky, Angela, and good morning to Dawn, who's watching on the background there. Electrical Girl, hi everyone. So nice to have you. Always such a treat. Before we get going to, I will mention, I've put the thumbnail up. My monthly solo live is coming up this coming Thursday, the 22nd at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So it's always such a joy to have all of those that can make it join us with your personal questions and anything that's coming up for you that I could look at, and just to have some nice chats and tune-ins. So this coming Thursday.
Wonderful. Sounds awesome, Crystal. So why don't you, I've shuffled, got some energy into the cards, and let's start with our first question, tuning in. What's coming up?
Dawn sent me a question. How much longer will this tariff situation with Canada go on for? She said Trump is making deals with a lot of different countries and not with Canada at this point. So that's our first query.
And of course, as we know, there are some Canadian viewers and also lots of you from other parts of the world. So please don't hesitate to jump in with your questions.
You know what? And I mean, the whole tariff thing in general for the world. I mean, she did ask it in general, but we are kind of looking, we're talking about Canada here. So because so maybe we could do two piles. Maybe we could do one for in
Canada
general and one for Canada.
Canada first on the left, and then in general on the right. That sounds really good.
Okay.
Yeah, we really noticed going grocery shopping a couple of days ago. We really noticed a jump going to get the usual things that we purchase, and this was the first time. We've been kind of waiting for it to see evidence of that, and we definitely, what was it, a bag of 4 grapefruit was $9, and we usually get them for about 6, 7, somewhere in there. So there you go.
It's usually 5 grapefruits,
right?
Not 4. So
brother,
interesting.
Well, you know, and it really, you can't fault necessarily the farmers. They're trying to like navigate and strategize to you know, work with the changes in their income as well. So I'm going to lay out 3 cards over here, 3 cards over here. So Canada and the rest of the world. And maybe we'll do 3 up here as to, you know, what do we need to know generally about where this is all going, and what the purpose of it might be from a lot of different angles. Obviously, you know, assuming the white hat strategic angle, but also looking at higher frequencies of intentionality around what could this be offering us. So Canada, we're going to make that big, so let's do that. Okay, Canada, 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, it does feel like I don't want to say an example is being made of Canada, but there's not we may be one of the later ones coming to the negotiation table.
Mm,
There's a lot of other issues that are wrapped up in this for Canada. And, like
definitely.
whether that is sovereignty related, separation related, it's a bigger you see like 8 of swords, 7 of pentacles, and the page of swords. 7 of pentacles is definitely
Waiting.
waiting. So, even 7, 8 months,
Mm-hmm.
because it's tied up. It's tied
It's
up
tied up.
with other things. You see that
Yeah.
card there,
Yeah.
8 of swords. There's a lot of different ways that Canada is kind of hemmed in right now. Well, of course, we know that to be true.
Yes.
And I might even pull a couple more cards down here to see but I'll do it after I do the other 3, just
Okay.
to see what we do about that here. Okay, so then the rest of the world. Okay, so tension that creates.
Yeah, that creates, tension that ultimately creates like more succinct and equal partnerships between places. And actually, there's a lot of little wins that are happening through this negotiation time. So
Yeah, that's the victory card there. So,
yeah,
and even 6 weeks to 2 months, because that's the 2 of cups, alchemizing, bringing allies together, strategizing relationally. Like this
mhm,
is about relationships between different countries, and also partnerships in terms of larger, I want to say, international partnerships, like regions, and yeah, something along those lines. Let's see what we get in terms of what is this all about, and where do we go with this.
mhm.
Oh, wow, Queen of Wands and the 4 of Wands. The Magician. This is to stir the pot, folks, and in a really
Yeah,
creative way. It's to get us activated. These are all frequency activators.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I see this and I'm like golden age. Like it feels very much like we're we're being invited into new ways of trade within our own countries, new ways of creating different styles of trade and partnership with other countries. There's magic afoot in it, and I mean we've kind of felt like that this whole time, anyhow. But it definitely feels like when you look at these two piles, other than this friction here, seem like it's very good. It's a very good step. It's definitely like the moves that he's making still seem like it's for the greater good of everything. But Canada's getting kind of
Left behind here.
yeah, and I feel like caught in its own snare
Yeah,
kind of
caught in
thing.
its own snare. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Well, and when we look at this, I got really, there's something at the, have you ever heard of like the catalyst in the die, right? Like the die is cast. It's very catalytic, this tariffs
Mhm.
energy
Mhm.
internationally. It's bringing all the truths out in the open. It's showing the weak areas. It's showing, like it's designed to get everybody talking, basically, is what I'm getting, to get every so in
Mhm.
Canada, that stands true as well. But let's just go back over here and see what do we do here. Yeah, we see this as a window to end like the old tyranny. This is our way out, right? 9 of
Mhm.
Cups and the Death card.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's what we've been waiting for. It's what we've been asking for.
Kind of what we designed as well. Like it's, yeah.
Wow.
Such big surrender to, oh, there is changes afoot.
And
there's no two ways about it. It's just,
it's a change in our, like, because all these swords, right? We've got the 8 of swords, the page of sword, and the 10, which is surrendering. Our version, our story, our identity is like, we're going to basically out of this recognize that it's been, not real, basically. So, and it really feels like we're this is our opportunity to disconnect from that old European oligarchy. So that's Canada. This is overall where this is going, and this is other countries. And how long? Well, let's just say, 7, 8, within 9 months, we're released from those old, they're not even contracts. They're not even legally binding contracts. They are false contracts. So
yeah, interesting that this is bringing all of that to light. Yeah. People are going to be questioning that big time, I think. So beautiful. Thank you, Dawn. Okay, we've got another couple coming in here and more joining us.
Welcome, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Grand rising.
Yes.
Good afternoon, evening.
Does the current Prime Minister, Mark Carney, have any dirt on him that will be exposed this year to cause him to step down? Another Canadian question. Oh, we've just been through a lot here.
Oh, sorry, love.
No, that's
You
okay.
pick
I
one?
can put them together.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just so used to doing.
She's so
This
used
is
to
my
it
table
going.
where I do my work, so I'm like, yeah, I'm just working away here.
I'll take that one too. That's
Probably, maybe you can sit here next week.
no, we've been switching off. I sat there last time.
Okay.
We're good.
All right.
She got herself.
Mark
I don't always
Carney.
have to be involved. Oh.
Yeah. I'll do a focused answer spread with this one.
Yeah.
So this is the current Prime Minister. Does he have anything? Interesting. By association, I feel like this feels like a bigger player that he's associated with. So there's something through association, but yeah, I feel like he's actually in more danger of being removed from his side, if that makes any sense. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like not so much that the public will ask for him to resign, but that he's no longer like useful. There's something like he's going to be called in from his side. So I don't know what that means exactly.
Yeah, let's keep looking and see, because I'm
It's almost like he's done the job, like Ace of Pentacles. He's waiting to be called back, is what I'm getting.
Right.
There's already a plan that he's going to be stepping down. So, and I don't think it's based on dirt on him. I think that he was just a temporary placeholder or something. Yeah. So he's going back there, wherever that is. You see that? Like,
yeah. Yeah, I was getting, okay. So I was getting also that it just might just be too much for him. Like they've paid, like he's been paid off to step into this role, and like he's not actually mentally like emotionally sound to be able to take on the role that he, like, to be the full-term acting prime minister.
Yeah. He's going to actually, they want him to be gone before, like, he's going to go out on a high looking really like a hero somehow doing something. So I think he's going to get recalled before that happens. So, like, if we're hoping for that, it's funny because when I did that reading on him being elected a couple of months ago, and I saw that he was going to get elected, but someone else was going to replace him soon into it, like within 6 months or maybe even by the end of June. So yeah, it's almost like he's supposed to leave smelling like a rose is what I'm getting for
Yeah, it does feel like it's just an interim thing. He's not sticking around. So yeah.
So we'll see about that. I mean, that's just what the cards are showing right now. We'll weigh in and see where it all goes.
Absolutely. Okay. Hello, Angela.
Hi, Angela. Lovely to see you. When will the Washington State lawmakers be rounded up? They are passing crazy bills, so extremely controlling and invasive. Yeah, very similar to what happens here in British Columbia, especially, right? Yeah. So we're just north of you all, and we're the West Coast, the left coast. So it's similarly, and when will they be rounded up? They're passing crazy bills, so extremely controlling and invasive. And let's see what that is about.
Oh my! A yawn came over me.
Clearing energy, Crystal.
Clearing the energy.
That one?
Sure. Yes, actually. I'd say so.
Okay, so let's just ask. Oh, it's the same card. Oh,
interesting.
Okay, so when will they be rounded up? It does. Let's just lay the rest of the cards down. Wow. This almost feels to me like they actually don't really have much power, that's interesting that was the same card that Carney had. So it's almost like they don't even really have power. So I wouldn't be too concerned about these regulations. It's almost like the people that are going to be affected by them are the ones that are afraid to break the rules. And and then anyone that is, it's just going to be more and more exposing, like it's designed to stir the pot. And interesting, right? It's like the 7th month, maybe July, and by August, which would be 3 months, right? June, July, August. I think I'm feeling like by August. What do you sense there, Crystal? What do you noticing?
Maria says here too that she feels like all these laws are to wake the sleepers, as you said there. And yeah, I feel like a lot over the next few months is going to be coming to light. And that definitely, I feel like the power, as Mom said, the power is already being taken away. Like it's like these like crazy like last ditch efforts that are happening with like making all these power plays and stuff like that, and yet what it's doing is having an opposite effect and kind of waking people up and people are looking up now and looking towards the future, and not letting this power have as much power as it used to.
Interesting too. I'm just noticing this little lion peeking out from behind her skirt there, and it's making me connect with, this is, the pyramids or the Sahara, so people in different those regions of the world. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's immigrants from different countries, like Middle Eastern countries, like India, different places like that, where they're like, actually, we don't want to be here anymore. Like, we came here to be free of those things. And those are the things that have happened in our country. And you guys are just walking down the same gangplank. Like, we've actually met was it you or was it both of us that met a taxi driver from
Yeah, that was me.
an East Indian taxi driver that was basically saying, like, his whole family are packing up and going back to India because it's actually more like they have more freedoms. And
yeah, I mean, it depends on where you are. In this case, he was from a lovely farming family in India, and just feeling like, yeah, they just can't believe the laws that are being passed and the way that things are being brought in, and the way that, our economy and our people are being treated. So very, very interesting. I mean, the cards do look positive in terms of this is actually going exactly the way that the higher good is calling for it to go. So,
and interesting, rounding up, that's an interesting term, because we do have the Chariot here, so it could be like literally, metaphorically, there is something about, there, I get two things are happening. On the one hand, they're kind of getting served their walking papers, but they're also doing their own retreat plan. Like, if you think about, Nazi Germany at the end of World War II, it's like they had their own sort of destroy things on the way out plan. It feels a bit like that, like they're already in their retreat, but they are like putting things in there just to kind of like say, yeah, we were here, and if we ever get a chance to come back, we want, maybe some people will fall for this. Like, they're just hoping that it's still going to have effect. And, it's interesting, right? Even among our own community, I have friends that are like still super, super scared about these things. And it's, I think we can really do some great work with people who have immigrated here from other places, where they saw this kind of tactic, like Eastern European countries as well, where they, it's in their memory what that, incremental step towards totalitarianism looks like, and they're like speaking out about that. So yeah.
Let's see what Angela says here. I do know of an East Indian family that also packed up and went back to India because their daughter was being targeted in the school system to be transitioned, right?
Exactly. So, right, this is
bloody wild times, man.
Yeah. So this is like, I think the message here is, work with those people. Their voices are going to actually be heard better than our voices. We're just the truth or conspiracy theorists, right? Cuckoo nuts, right? So, so work with the people who are already considered, let's say, by the woke community to be like part of their crew, right? It's like, oh yeah, these people are marginalized, they're potentially people of color, whatever that means in this time, right? It's like, and they're, if they are seeing something and they've been through it, that's going to carry more weight than us pointing that out.
Interestingly, the last handful of times that I've traveled and I've been in a taxi, I have awake conversations with every single one of my darker skinned drivers, and they're all on it. Like I was like, it's been really interesting for me. I've gotten a couple of their cards because I'm like, did that just happen? Like it's been really, really kind of wild. And so I think that there may be more stirring in their community about what is really happening than we are really knowing.
And they may actually be interested in activating some form of activism and bringing that awareness out. So let's ally with them, because that's what I'm being shown. It's like, oh yeah, they would be great people to stand in solidarity with. And the more of them that come to, let's say, our rallies, for example, like it's just, yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? We went down that rabbit hole.
We did.
Yeah.
But it's a goodie. It's a goodie, I think.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Question. Okay. Is that a question?
I don't know.
One moment. Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
Here we go.
Next one.
Hello, Vicky. How does the USMCA deal Trump signed between USA, Mexico, Canada in July 2020 affect how Trump is able to positively help Canadians? I'm sure there's a good reason, not just seeing it yet.
Okay. The USMCA deal.
I don't know what that is.
I'm not super familiar with it either. So, able to positively help Canadians. It's US, Mexico, America, Canada, America, or something like that. Yeah. So
sorry, y'all.
I've heard of it. I just haven't. I don't remember.
That was also in 2020, and there's been a lot of deals and bills and all the things that have been signed since then.
Okay. Huh. Well, that's interesting. There's something in that, I think. Oh, look at this. 3 2s.
3 2s. What an interesting roundup.
Really? Here. This is like, I wonder if this gets brought forward in the next couple of months, certainly within the next 2 years. There's something embedded in that agreement where it's just not the time to act on it yet, is what I'm getting. Look at this, because we've got the high priestess. Something there's more to be revealed. These high priestess can often relate to secrets, and there's more to be flushed out before that is. It's a bigger vision, is what I'm getting. It's a bigger vision, and they're waiting for the right timing
to bring that forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we've got two do you see this? But these aren't just waiting like something has been destroyed. If it was destroyed, we'd see the tower, we'd see the 10 of wands or the 10 of swords. This is intentionally put on hold, waiting for
the
something.
Right time. Yeah. For the right opening.
Mm-hmm.
For the right opening. Yeah. But it's still in the works. Everything's really like it's still being put to work in the background here. And then for it to come forward and have its full effect, we're still waiting on that, probably in like a couple of years even. Bring that forward.
Good one.
All right, we're just flying through them today. Flying. Suzanne, we're glad you didn't miss it. Welcome. Nice to be here. Okay. She has a question. Having the sense many are having some past lives, are there certain avatars available that we all can choose?
Avatars available. Yeah, what I'm hearing your question referring to is almost what I relate with that is that we have past and or future lives where we were, I want to say greater versions of ourselves, where we were or are or will be. And we can access those versions of ourselves in the right state of mind and heart and frequency. So what I'm hearing you say, though, is that people are having the same past lives. So they are connected to the same avatars, which to me reminds me of like soul family, where we come in and we are part of a stream connected to a particular avatar. So let's have a look and see what the cards say. Oh, golly gee.
Okay.
Yeah, the choosing, the idea that we can choose certainly our frequency family and also different versions of ourselves. Lovely. Yeah, this information, this ability is what really has been targeted to be extinguished
Wiped
by
out.
the controllers, right?
Mhm.
The Luciferian experiment was all about like, we're not going to, we're going to separate from that frequency. So there's still a lot of lockdown, I feel like, energetically. I think some people can get through, but look at that, 2 4s. Within the next 4 years, this is going to lighten up considerably, is what I'm feeling. Whoa. Wow. So we all have to do battle in ourselves with our own ego. We're kind of slaying our own ego before we can access that frequency.
That higher. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a choice. Look at that.
Yes.
Boundaries.
Boundaries.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yikes.
I mean, what a lesson boundaries are, hey?
Ooh,
What
that's on the bottom.
what a dance with our egos to understand how to step into making these choices, walking away from our looking at our shadow parts and not stepping towards those parts of us that are led by the ego, that are led by the materialism. Yeah. Because this is very like emotional and energetic here, this high frequency of the avatar, the available avatar. So we're really making a choice, as Mom says, to
it's the same two
lovers.
Characters, right?
Yeah.
You see that? It's the same. And it's like literally these ones are smaller. So the promise, when the Luciferian experiment was enacted, the promise was, hey, we can like not go through source. We can create our own source and take a shortcut to things. And it was, basically an experiment. And it was all about cutting us off from source so that we would get to create our own reality where we could take a fast track. We didn't have to go through the emotional work. We didn't have to do the spiritual work to get there. We could we could hijack on some other energy, steal the road to get to power and control. And it was a promise, right? It was like, if you go this way, you'll get all this and you don't have to work for it. You can actually let other people do the work and just siphon off them. So guess what, though? Like, look at the face of this character. it hasn't gone so well. Even the ones that are like leading the pack here, they're so miserable. Like it's kind of a bit of a empty promise. Not only that, it's painful. Like you just become smaller and smaller and
Mhm.
smaller and smaller, and eventually poof, you just disappear, right? Like it's the smaller version of us.
Yeah, I really am called to their tales because when we tune into avatars and our ability to have this root of our being that comes through our spinal column like they do in the avatar movies, that they've got their tails that connect them to the land. These people still have access to their potency and their power, and they're really, it's, we really have the time to get to, like, they see the powers that be, see the potency in that. And so this is the time where we're being called to turn away from so much of the distortion that of the power magnetized to us through our egos, and come into choosing um, the full fulfillment of what it is to be connected in the way that we are, as
Naturally.
these naturally, as these higher level beings.
You even interestingly can see here that, what is binding these lovers here, it's all natural. It's like this
Yeah.
mountain, the clouds, the trees,
Mhm.
the tree of the life, and the tree of life, and the tree of knowledge, and this angel Raphael, I think this angel is, and like higher wisdom, higher guidance, connection. This one, they're literally chained, like they're slaves
Mhm.
to. The only way they access power is through the high priest,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
That is the disseminator of all power. So it's this that we are going to need to like contend with. And even like I've said for years, even when these chains are gone, we still act like they're there.
Mhm.
We've been so conditioned that we don't know how to live like outside of that chained reality.
Mhm.
And this is, all your knowledge has to come through this agreement with this controlling dark entity, right? So it's for each of us, we'll have to do battle with how we've aligned ourselves with this.
Yeah, and that battle really does start with the words that we speak, with our thoughts, and the ways that we make boundaries with ourselves, around our disciplines, and around our attachment to our egos, and our attachment to our comforts and our securities and our safeties, and these systems that have allowed us to have certain wants and certain needs met, and to feel that sense of safety. But we're really just chaining ourselves to this deeper, darker, systemic energy. And now is the time to cut through that and to create these boundaries.
It's interesting. It's like this tower card. Oh yeah, and underneath it is the star. This tower card is just suggesting to me, like, when it's our time to fly, the foundation that we're standing on will start to shake, because it's just like the baby bird that is afraid to fly and the parent pushes it out of the nest, right? It's like we're getting pushed out of the nest, and then we got to face this. We got to kind of go backwards through this and be like, okay, this still has a hold of me. We can do so much work, and it's really, this has gone on for a very, very long time. So it's we'll know that we're there when our avatars emerge, right? It's like, until then, we know we've got to work through this ego stuff. So
we're all doing it.
We're all doing it.
We're all
Miles to
together
go.
here.
Miles to
We're all
go.
together here. And Suzanne says thank you. So grateful. Likewise, always. Thank you so much. Okay, questions. posed a question regarding Mark Carney's book. It was above the question you're currently answering. Okay.
Mark Carney's book.
Remember that was up here. The Senate just passed Trump's big black bill. Make changes really quick. Okay, so Leo is writing all in capitals, and so then I have a hard time finding the question.
It's actually easier.
It's LMB
Yeah,
here.
there we
Okay. Mark Carney's book Values was published in 2022. Oh yeah, I heard about that book. Where did I hear about that? Someone was talking about it. It was a funny interview, actually. Okay, it says on his bio in this book that he is prime minister. What in the world? Trippy.
You're supposed to shuffle too.
Different timeline. Different timeline.
Well, or a foreshadowing.
Yeah. 2022. It says in his bio in this book that he is prime minister. Is this different time? What? Now I
It's wishful
gotta
thinking.
look at and find this book.
Right?
Yeah. Get my elbows up and go find this book here. Little weirdo. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if I can separate it. There we go.
I'll just pull 3 cards. Different timeline. I mean, it's almost what I get is that it was guaranteed. He was guaranteed to get in. Like, this is family connection. It can be a cabal card if you look at it like from that angle, and it's not very well aspected with the moon there. So yeah, it was like he was promised that he would get that.
Interesting too, because now we have the Queen of Cups there, where we had the King of Cups before for him too. So there's something going on, like I'd say even about like bloodlines and something about like being chosen. Like these people are like bred for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like
and
way
it's planned way
back.
beforehand, right? So
so I don't know that it's necessarily a different timeline.
Yeah, I think it's it's them being very cheeky and going, yeah, we know this is going to happen, so we might as well just put it in there because it's a foregone conclusion. Yeah, but then that's also in a way, it just shows their hubris, and you bring those kinds of things into people's awareness and go, what is happening here, right? Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
It definitely calls up integrity and lack of faith in that system, right?
Okie dokie.
Thanks for looking through there, Crystal.
Yeah. Pushing gender issues. Oh yeah. Okay, thank you, LMB. Got the question. Perfect. Okay, so hello, Christine. I see your question here. Is RFK going to have seed oils removed from our food? She says also, I'm so exhausted not being able to trust our food. Amen. Oh, truly, seed oils. I mean, he's doing lots of stuff. Yeah, he's doing lots of stuff. Okay.
I'm getting a whole download about this, so
tell us, Mama.
We'll wait, and I want to see what the cards say first.
Okay. Yeah.
Aw, there he is.
Yeah. He's such a gift, isn't he?
Totally.
Yes.
The whole, like, everything to do with the food. moving out of troubled water, heading
Yeah.
in the right direction,
Yeah.
getting the conversation going. So there's waiting for, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Waiting for the right time to strike.
waiting for the right time to strike. I'm also getting like I have a feeling that what we're going to start seeing is just like we noticed the phenomena with Trump when Trump got elected, that all these people started speaking out about things because they felt safe to. I get that there's going to be a growing body of nutritionalists and like healthcare providers and healers that all of a sudden, because there's so much awareness being brought to all these different things that are in their wheelhouse, they are going to be seen with a lot more respect. So we're going to see people like the attention turning. It's happening anyway because people are like fed up with the mainstream medical system. So we're just seeing this really big shift towards alternative medicine and alternative healing and all of everything to do with the food. So I think it's going to be wrapped up. Great question, Christine. I think it's going to be wrapped up in the whole conversation about food, about glyphosites, about you name it, everything, dyes, additives, everything is going to be all sort of tackled by putting these people who have the most knowledge, the most background, the most training and education and experience in those realms are going to start to be bumped up into higher and higher positions of agency and authority. And that's what's going to start to turn the tide. It's literally going to be like bringing these experts into an exalted position of respect.
Yeah, and I mean, like Trump is making moves for that to come in. I mean, he's just removed the states from the WHO, so like that, they're getting poised to make some big changes. Like, what does that make space for, right? So
yeah, it's almost like so, and I've been saying this for a while with RFK Jr. is that he's got to navigate not pushing too much the wrong buttons in the beginning. It's like, and again, I kept always feeling that he was about winning the public's heart, at staying out of any sort of controversy, it being done very gradually, very carefully, with a lot of like not separating and dividing people. Like he is the opposite in a way. His energy with Trump, his work is to keep people in solidarity, not in division, and see for everyone to say, oh yeah, we can all agree on this. So they're going in that direction, and it's going to be wrapped up with all different really important changes around food. But it's almost like he wants to he doesn't want to just make those whatever mandates or declarations or whatever. It's like executive orders. He actually wants to bring the experts out and like give them positions of more relevance and respect and agency.
Yeah, chances to speak and be heard,
including a lot of women.
Yeah,
a lot of women that are naturopaths and healers, and like it just feels like there's going to be a shift where we're going to see different types of conversations around this, and it's going to be a lot more let's just say, yeah, like it's about promoting those professionals to a position of respect is what I'm getting. So they can advocate for these things.
Beautiful. Thank you, Christine. Thank you. Gold and silver.
Yeah.
Gold and silver. Okay. Is this gold and silver going to reset overnight, or will they increase gradually over time? Good question.
Here's Crystal. You shuffle on this too.
We were just talking, having some precious metals chat this morning. Mm-hmm.
Feeling so grateful.
Good Tuesday morning. Chat. Okay, let's see. Good.
So let's look on this side, increasing
Overnight.
overnight. Well, I'm
Reset
actually heard
overnight.
gradually here or quickly on this position. So gradually.
Ooh.
Or quickly. Okay, I actually got, and this is what I was feeling, it's going to do both.
Yeah.
There's going to be spurts, and we're going to think, oh, it's going really big, and then it's going to level out again. So I think it's a stair step. There's a burst and then a plateau, and then what are you seeing with that?
I think we're definitely in for a ride with it no matter what. There's a lot of I feel like people are waking up to the power of it, and there's a lot of realization, and there's there's a lot of people that are moving in this direction really quickly, and I feel like that's going to almost kind of like mess with our heads and mess with our energy a little bit in terms of the way that the markets go. But let's look at what the overall outcome of both of these directions is going to mean for us.
Yeah, and I'm getting with this that silver is going to not go as high as fast, but gold will do more big leaps. Yeah, silver's going to trail behind a bit. It's going to just stay lower.
A lot of action happening around gold right now, so that's not surprising.
Yeah, it's part of like, there's even something about it not becoming totally unaffordable for people, because it is designed to be something that gives people the confidence to step away from the old system. So if we make it absolutely unaffordable, people who are just coming into the awake community, into curiosity about these alternative currencies, are not going to be able to afford it so much.
Good call.
So it feels like we're keeping it not just going skyrocketing too fast. And I've been saying for a really long time, it is about holding wealth and assets. It isn't about getting rich quick. It isn't about, oh, we're going to get rich quick and then we're going to transfer it back into dollars. It's about like, this is going to continue to grow in value no matter what. It's not going to go down. So it's only going up. Whereas inflation and the paper money and our digital currencies, they can drop, but this is not going to drop. It's going to hold. And I have often said, hold your gold, spend your silver, or trade your silver, but hold your gold, because it's going to go higher over the long run. Anything else you're getting around that, Crystal?
No, I love it.
Yeah, we want lots of people in this to step away from the old system.
Yeah.
And we like even trading in our communities with these coins. Like, I think it's going to do something. It feels
it's
like
stirring us up. It's a whole new world that we're stepping into here.
Yeah.
Whole new world. And we're learning, like, there's the frequency that comes with these precious metals as our resources of wealth. There's something in it that is very it lights us all up in a different way. There's a different relationship that we then have with our wealth and with each other in regards to it. So I definitely think, although it's really stirring us up right now, and there is some chaos and kind of people are not always sure what direction to take, how much to step into it, how much to spend on it, and all of that kind of stuff. We're learning more and more, and the more of us that can lead by example in that, we're stepping into a whole new world. I hear that song. It's cute.
And it just like being shown here that, you know, it's like the golden cups are the ones that we keep as our stored wealth, and silver is like the metal that flows between those cups. So it's like we can transfer in and out of silver, we can spend it, we can buy it and sell it as we need to, but really hold on to your gold because it is going to, like, in the long run, hold your wealth really well.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of crown action. A lot of crowns. A lot of crowns going on. I wouldn't mind a gold crown. I'm here for it. Golden cups, golden crown, sure.
Oh, well, it's been lovely, folks. We're coming up to the hour here, and what a special
for being here.
Special time it is to start our week, revved up, ready to go. And if you want to join me, I'm going to be on with Meg later today. I guess it's going to be late night for a lot of you, though, or middle of the night. So
yes, and
watch the
again, join me this coming Thursday, the 22nd at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you all for being here today. It's always a pleasure. Yes, have a blessed day and a blessed week. Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye for now.
Until next week.